Hello. My Scrappy 9-patch star quilt is now finished. This was a quilt pattern by Layla Gardunia. You can get it on Etsy, and it combines a 9-patch with a snowball patch to make these gorgeous stars. I've made mine in a rainbow for my 5-year-old niece. And there is a whole playlist on how to make this quilt that you can find in the description, the link, so that you can watch all the videos, including the last video where I showed you how I do the binding. I've backed this quilt with a beautiful flannelette fabric and stitched it at home on my domestic machine with a zigzag, but a 3-zig, 3-zag stitch. So before I gift it to my niece though, there is one problem. It has a hole. So let me find the hole. It's on one of the orange stars here. So this star here, in the hand-dyed fabric on this 9-patch, there is a little cut in it that's made a little hole. So I need to fix that before it grows and before I give this quilt away. So I don't want to be stitching through to the back because I love the back and I don't want to have any stitching through the back. So I will be hand stitching a piece of fabric on here. So basically I'm going to do a raw edge applique and then hand stitch around the edge of it. So in this video I'll show you the process, but basically I'm going to be using this double-sided fusible web. This one is from Legacy. It's called Easy Steam 2, but there are multiple double-sided fusible webs on the market. So basically it will stick to the piece of fabric that is going on my quilt, and then it will stick to the quilt as well, so double-sided. So I'll show you how to do that. Let's go. Okay, so I'm just working on the ironing board. Here is my little hole. So my options are I could use the same fabric, so it was camouflaged, or I could use a completely different fabric as an accent. So with that also, like if I was doing camouflage, I could just do a little square or a rectangle. But if I was doing a different fabric, I might do a shape like a love heart. I was thinking a star, but the star will have will have 5 points, and the points might lift up over time. A circle or a love heart would be cute. So the question is, do I camouflage or do I do an accent love heart? I could even go pink, even though this is the orange star. What do I do? What would you guys do? Let me know in the comments. I think I might do, oh, like a yellow. I like that. I might use this color here. Oh, or maybe this color. Oh, that's too dark, too similar. Maybe this color in a love heart. And then it'll be like a secret love heart that she could find and know that I love her. So let's do that. So I have my double-sided fusible web here. I've got paper scissors and some fabric scissors. So the first thing I need to do is just cut out a section that's bigger than my hole and bigger than the shape I want to do. So I've got what's that, about an inch square. I'm going to take off the plastic on one side. So one side should lift off more easily than the other. Okay, bit of plastic, that goes in the bin. And I put the sticky side, this is the right side, so I put the sticky side on the wrong side. And I'm going to put it down in this corner because I want that yellowy color. Now to set that in place, I'm just going to go 7 seconds with the iron. There is no steam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I can draw the shape I want with a pencil on this piece of paper here. And it needs to be bigger than, oh, I should make it bigger than that. Okay, that's okay. So go over the same one. To make sure it's big enough to go over, so that's big enough. That'll be cute. Then you get your fabric scissors and cut on that line. Just like that. But I'm not sure I like that. I don't like it being obvious. So I think I'm gonna see what a square looks like. I'm gonna see what a square looks like. So one side of the plastic off. Line onto here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need it much smaller than what I've got here. Just going to try a square. Camouflage square. Do you like that better? That is the question. Take the plastic off the other side. Again, folding the edge is a way of helping you do that. It just comes off like that, see? That side's sticky, so you can stick it down and you'll be able to move it. What do we think? Otherwise it'll be like that. I think I just want a camouflage. Okay, let's make the decision. So I'm going to now iron 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is now stuck, but we will stitch it in place as well. So I hope I made the right decision there. Let me know down below if you would have done something a bit more exciting, like a love heart, something like that. Where is it? This one here. So if I was doing a love heart, I would probably then stitch it on with like a buttonhole stitch and maybe in a thicker thread to make it quite obvious and, you know, a bit quirky. But because I am trying to make it camouflage, I'm only going to use a very, very fine thread, just the sewing thread that I put through my machine in the same color. So I've been sitting here for a little while trying to decide how I'm actually going to stitch this on. I don't want to catch just the tiny bit of the edge and have it both basically invisible, because this fabric might start fraying and it would just come away from the thread anyway. I don't want to stitch it through to the back with a machine, but maybe I will just do a running stitch very close to the edge in a square. But I'm just really not sure even now. I don't know if I'm making the right decision, but I've got to do something. So I'm going to come in, because I've got a knot at the end of this. I'm going to come in at the seam line and go inside my quilt and then come up. And I'm going to give it a tug. Yes, give it one tug and then now it's on the inside. Okay, so I'm in that corner. So I might just do tiny little stitches through. Oh, that's right, I don't want to go through the back, so I can still just glide through. So I go through the batting and I've got my finger underneath. I can feel that the needle hasn't gone all the way through to the back. So I'm just going into both layers of the fabric and into the batting. It is quite stiff because of the glue adhesive, I think. Okay, that is actually quite cute. I don't mind that. Don't know if it'll come up on camera, but it's a little running stitch on the outside edge of that square. So I'll just continue running that running stitch along. Okay, here's the final thing. Look, it's not really neat, but look how tiny it is. It is really tiny and nobody's going to see it. So when I finished my last stitch, I came out here and then I threaded again through to that seam, and now I'm threading again through to this seam. That's because I can't really make a knot, but I want to just secure the thread inside the quilt so it doesn't move around, and then I can snip that off. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Look, you might have done that much better than me. Let me know what I should have done, but that will do. That will do. So are you making this quilt? This was sort of a quilt along, and I know many of you purchased this quilt pattern of Layla Cardunia's on Etsy so that you could make your own version of this quilt. But I actually really want to see what you've all been doing, what colors you've picked, and how they're progressing. So I know I did try to get an Instagram hashtag going, but that didn't really work out. But I had a new idea. So I've got a Skool community. So you can join the Skool community and then you can post photos of your quilts for this quilt along in there, and I'll be able to see them, but so will everyone else in the community, and you can cheer each other on as you make this quilt. So I'll put the link for that down below, and I'd love to see you in that group. So here is the finished product, the finished quilt. It's a single size. It will fit a king single bed. Beautiful binding, beautiful stars, beautiful quilting with the zigzag stitch. From afar you can't even tell my little men job. Where is it? I can't even see it. It's this one over here. Can you see it yet? There it is. But camouflage. Yeah, I'm glad I went with the camouflage. What color stars are your favorite? I really love these ones here. This was a super fun quilt to make. Really enjoyed making this because I love the 9 patch and the scrappy, using up all your scraps. Really liked that. This quilt would work if you didn't have scraps and you were using very like a palette of colors of a palette of fabric of your choosing. Just flip that over and let you see the back. It does have little bits of thread all over it still that I'll need to just clean up before I gift it. Oh, look at that perfect mitered corner. The zigzag stitching. Can you see that? Thanks for watching. If you made it right to the end, use this emoji, the orange, for the orange fabric I used today. And we'll see you in the next video. And I'll see you over in our Skool community. Goodbye, everyone.